Who told you that I'm hiding any man? Even if I am, why are you looking for him? My entire life changed with this move. Oh, I'm calling you because I want to hear your American accent. It's been 2 years. A guy that's insecure, red flag. Hey! I'm still seeing shege. In Nigeria, we say water. In America, you say water. Like every single person that I talk to is not exactly my friend. God wanted to show me a different side of Him with the way things happen. I feel like I learned a lot in the last 2 years than I did in 25 years prior to the move. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, thank you for stopping by. I hope you do subscribe and stay connected. And if you're a returning viewer and subscriber, you know the vibes. Hope you guys are doing well. Welcome back to another video. A while ago, I put out a question tag on my Instagram asking you guys to shoot me some questions. And y'all, those questions were outrageous. But in this video, I'm going to be answering some of them. So the first question here is, what do you do? I do my best. Okay, wait. I'm a communications and public relations professional. You know, it involves a lot of things because I always say that communications is broad, but mostly in like corporate comms, like marketing communications, and very recently I've been doing a lot of copywriting. Like, yeah. But aside that, I'm also a content creator now, I guess. It took me a while to accept that I'm actually a content creator right now because I have a whole ass YouTube channel. I do vlogs and, try to romanticize and document certain aspects of my life that I don't mind sharing. I'm also a very big mental health advocate. So that's why the work detox exists. Yeah. And this is random, but am I the only person that has a problem like answering this question? Because this what do you do question is like one of the biggest questions that stress me out. Because it's like I'm not sure if I should be talking about like my professional life as in the 9 to 5 me, or like, my creative life, like being a content creator and a YouTuber now, or like talking about like every other thing that I do on the side, like, I'm a podcaster, by the way. You see, I didn't even remember that. So like it's always a struggle for me. Like whenever someone asks me like what do you do for a living, like I'm always anxious to answer the question because it's like, which part of me should I start talking about right now? Is it the 9 to 5 mercy, or like, the content creator? Because it's like you also kind of like want people to take you seriously, but you also like want to be able to let people know everything that you do. I don't know if that makes sense, but what is your biggest turn off in a guy? There's nothing I hate more than a guy that is arrogant. Like, there's so much attractiveness that comes with a guy being like humble and sweet and respectful and all of that. When a guy is arrogant, like unnecessarily rude to people, to staff especially, like I'm one of those people that if I go out with a guy, I'm gonna be like pay attention to like how I see him talk to people, like even the waiters and the waitresses and just domestic staff. So a guy that is arrogant, like rude, turn off, very big turn off. A guy that's insecure, red flag. Anyways, next question. When are you dropping new vlogs? As at the time you asked me this question, and now I've dropped 2 vlogs already. And I kind of took a break from vlogging. I haven't dropped a vlog in like a month now. I wanted to like be able to do more sit down videos and like create other content for like my TikTok and Instagram, and just it's really overwhelming, like having to manage all these different social media platforms. But yes, as at the time you asked me this, and now I've dropped 2 vlogs. So check out my last 2 vlogs on the channel. The next question is, when is work detox coming back? Oh man, this question is, I don't know. So Work Detox is my mental health support page. And if you don't know, like to give you a background, the Work Detox was that professional platform that allows you as a person, a professional, whatever you do as a business owner or whatever, to feel seen and heard. And back in Nigeria, I used to host like sessions every week. We had like a particular day. I don't even know what day it was, but we had a particular day of the week that we would host sessions to talk about different topics. More like a come to distress and whatever. And it was really fun. I met so many people off on that platform. Like I felt like I was making an impact. Like so many people were excited for the next week. But since the move and me trying to like, find my feet again, like get settled in. I know it's been like 2 years now. And my fear is just like, would I be able to find or like, have the same community that I had before now? And how do I like find a balance with like the timing in terms of like what's the best time, to put a session on? But I definitely miss having that. I built a lot of community, like I met a lot of nice people. And yeah, it's coming back soon, I guess. I'm still like in a phase of trying to like get back to a certain me that I used to know. Let's put it like that. So the next question is, do you think this move has changed you? Hmm. Yes. My entire life changed with this move. And I mean that in a good and bad way. So when you literally wake up one morning and realize that you're packing 25 years of your life in two boxes, moving to a new country that you've never been before, to a city that you don't know anyone. I mean, I guess like the people that I knew here were people that I probably knew like from high school, but I had not seen in a while. Plus, some people I didn't even know they were here until I got here. So it was a very difficult thing for me to do. And obviously, so many things changed. My speech has changed, my English has changed. I have changed. I've had a lot of character development, like being in this country. Like, it's not even about the country, it's just life in general. There was a time that when I'm talking, like maybe people from back home, and everybody be like, "Oh, I'm calling you because I want to hear your American accent." And I'm like, "Who told you I have an American accent?" And it's so weird how, like, I speak to people and they're always like, "Oh my God, you sound so different. Your voice is changing. Like, you now have an accent." In my head, for a really long time, I didn't believe it. So, one time at work, I don't know what exactly it was that I wrote, but I'm a writer. Everybody knows that. It's like part of my job, like part of working in my industry is being able to write really well. So I think it was it was a monthly newsletter or something random, or like I created like the copy for an advertorial, and someone posted something on the work group chat about it was a mistake, like a mistake that I made. And guess what this mistake was? First of all, Nigeria operates with British English. Yeah. American English is very different. I had to learn how to write in American English. The spellings are different. Like, you know how, for example, like favor in some places can be like FAVOUR, and in some places the U is missing. Minor things like that. So one time at work, I don't know what, I can't remember what I wrote. And then someone posted it on the work group chat. And obviously, my boss is the sweetest. And my boss came and be like, "Oh no, don't worry. Messi is just teasing us with some British English today." That that gave me some like, yeah, I had to pay attention. Like the way that I write now is different. Now I feel like I might have found a balance in terms of like if I want to write in English, like American English and British English, like yeah, it's crazy, y'all. Like it's different things. The culture shock, the culture here is different. I don't even want to talk about my culture shocks. That'll be another video. But the way that people speak here is so different. If you're not able to catch up, no one's going to understand what you're saying. And then the words, like the pronunciations, are different. I feel like from the very beginning, like I don't think I have an American accent. Even up till now, I don't think I have an American accent. I feel like the way that I pronounce words and the probably the flow of my speech is just different. But some people don't want to agree with me, so I just let it slide. For example, in Nigeria, we say water. In America, you say water. If you say water somewhere, no one's going to understand what you're saying. You see? They're gonna be like, huh? Huh? So I kind of like had to go with the flow. You know what I think they say about if you can't beat them, you join them. But it's not even about that. It's also about just blending in. Like very recently, I was talking to my friend and she was like, you sound so different. But she's like, it's a good thing because I mean, you've been there for 2 years, so it's expected. You should have joined, like, you should have been able to, you know, flow with everything by now. And it made me feel better because some people want to make you feel guilty about it. I don't think I really sat to talk about this move. Like, I don't think I did because, like, at the time that I moved, I was literally on like survival mode. It was a thing of I had so much going on. Like, I had to start work, I had to get settled, I had so many things were happening at the same time. And I wish I had the time to even like get to know the city a little bit, like, learn some things, meet some people. Like, I literally landed and like started. So I feel like I didn't exactly, get a chance to experience the shift or like allow myself to feel the difference for a while. And when I eventually did, it was like I've gotten so far. I kind of like just went on with life. Maybe I'll do a separate video talking about like, what relocation did to me. I feel very different sometimes. And there's a part of me that has been trying to reconnect with my old self. But very recently, I had to kind of like accept it and just tell myself that, girl, it's been 2 years, you've life has changed. You can't, it won't feel better if you keep trying to be who you're not anymore. Accept the new you and just keep it moving. Okay. Let me know if you want me to do a separate video just talking about relocation. If you have specific questions you want me to answer, I might be able to do that. Because if I start, this video is not going to end, and I'm just going to end up not answering the rest of the questions. But yes, relocation definitely changed me in so many ways, good and bad. Good ways, to be fair, because obviously it made me see things differently. It exposed me to new experiences. It kind of like awakened my senses, like, made me more self aware. I thought I was independent in Nigeria, but adulting in America is so different.
He shock you.
But yeah, it has definitely changed me. But let's say for the better, obviously, because I'm transforming into a woman that is more resilient and, yeah, more hardworking and more self aware, more compassionate, more everything, I guess. But yeah. So the next question is, Mama puts or home cooked food? I remember the person that asked me this question. Home cooked food, yo. Everybody knows I love to cook. That's another thing that I think people know about me. Like, yeah. So if I crave it and I can't buy it or I can't go out and get it, I cook it. Okay. Plus, food is like one of my love languages. So if I haven't cooked for you or you haven't like tasted anything that I made, I'm so sorry. I don't know. I don't know. Sending you all my love. This was from MJ. Thanks, girl. When you they come bless me. I mean, he wrote it in pidgin English. Between you and me, who is supposed to be blessing who? 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 Next question. Do you think about me before you go to bed at night? I told myself that I wasn't gonna call people's names. Like, I'm not gonna call anybody else because the person that asked me this question, you know yourself. I will not say anything to you. The next question is, tell us about your love life. Any hope for the man them?
The pressure is getting.
There's only one way to find out. Shoot your shots. So the next question is, what inspired you starting your own channel? Oh, I actually like this question. So I have a podcast, if you don't know, but most people know now. And the original reason for starting the channel was that it was supposed to be like where I would post the videos of the podcast, because like it's also on like audio platforms like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and some other audio streaming platforms. So like this channel was supposed to be like where I would post like the video versions of the podcast. So when I moved, like this was like when I was back in Nigeria, I had just launched it. So when I moved like 2 years ago, I kind of like, I had this urge to create original content because I'm like, okay, the channel is out. I've put out like the podcast videos that I already had from this season, like the previous season. And then I had this whole like I had friends back home, even my mom. You guys will be shocked. My mom actually watches my YouTube videos. It's very funny. But I had like, people back home would be like, oh my God, like we want to see America through your eyes. Like, it would be nice to like catch up with you. The time difference was crazy. We're like not being able to keep up with some of my closest friends. And I'm just like, one day I randomly just said, you know what? Maybe I should start creating original content, like try this vlogging thing and just try to like document aspects of, my experiences here and whatever. And that's how it started. I put out like the first vlog. I don't even think I knew how, like I had no clue. When I say no clue, right now people tell me your video qualities are so good, like your editing skills are nice, you're getting better at this thing. But when I just started, like you guys, I didn't know what I was doing. It was more like a trial and error thing. And obviously I had support, like, my friend back then, like he's like a videographer and whatever. Like he would like look at some of the things that I would do, give me some feedback, like share some tips with me. And that's literally how I started. And after some time, it's like I would share the videos and people would be like, oh my God, I loved your vlog. Like, this was good. And I'm like, that was good. Like, when you're not sure about something, but like there's people that's appreciating what you're doing. And it just made me more comfortable. Like the more videos I did, the more editing, the more I got better at editing because that's something that I never did before I got here. But I felt like, I was channeling more of my creative side. I was learning new skills. Like I was romanticizing and documenting my life. And not every aspect of my life, obviously, but just certain experiences that, I would want to come back to. Cause like I literally like was watching like some of my previous vlogs from like months ago, like a year ago. And when I look at the growth, like it makes me so happy. And I just decided to make it a hobby. And that's how I'm like, and here I am trying to take it seriously. So there's that. Let me see. What's the next question? Rich woman, when you go drop bar for boys?
Had he been here a year, I know you now. I give you a dirty slap. What do you want? Why are you saying?
I don't know why my male friends do this to me. They have more money than I do, but they just like to come and be washing me and hailing me unnecessarily. But yeah. So I have a question here that says, I always wanted to ask about spleen. Do you still run it? So spleen janitors is like one of the businesses that I had in Nigeria. And I remember when I moved shortly after, I kind of like took a break and it just became a very long break that, is still going on up until now. So the thing with spleen is when I moved, it was actually still running. I had gotten a manager, like someone else supposed to manage like the rest of my staff members and stuff. But it just felt like I moved and everything started to go sideways. Like I built that business for 5 years of my life, like prior to moving. Like I know how much work I put into it. And imagine I left, and even though I got a manager and I had like a whole team and everything, like I felt was going to be on autopilot, it just felt like me not being there was like making things to go off. Like I was getting complaints, like my clients, and the time difference, like so many things were just happening at the same time, like at the time. And I felt like I was in a phase where like I needed to figure myself out, get settled in here and all of that. Like it was just becoming too much. The complaints were getting a lot, and I'm like, I don't want to ruin my reputation, like the same reputation that I've spent how many years building. So I kind of like took a break, and ever since then, it just had been like this long break. Like it became longer than expected, but it's definitely still there. My fear is how do I restructure everything again? Because as at right now, I need to obviously get a new team, get a new manager, like if I really wanted to keep running. And it's just been so difficult because Nigeria is like having its own challenges right now. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. My friend recently told me about like offering certain, assistance to keep the business going. So we kind of like need to talk more and weigh like certain options that I have. But yeah, spleen is just there where it is. Like sometimes I feel sad about it. Like, this is like that business means so much to me. Like it's not even just about the money, but just the memories attached. Like it's my very first shot at entrepreneurship. And that business was paying my bills for a while in Nigeria. So it's just like, yeah, it's gonna come back. I hope. I'm hoping like I'm able to figure it out and yeah, things will keep running again. So the next question is, how do you intend to serve us content regularly? It's not easy. Oh, like honestly, it's not. It's my life here is crazy. Like during the week, like just my 9 to 5 alone takes a lot of my time, and consistency is hard. But I'm learning that I can create certain days, like maybe like my weekends. Like today is Saturday. Like I'm sitting down here. It's literally 10 p.m. and I'm shooting this video right now, so you guys can see how serious I am, like trying to give you guys content. So what I think I'm gonna be doing now is bulk create, maybe like dedicate certain days that I feel like I have more free time, or dedicate the time to just maybe create or shoot multiple videos at once, and all I have to do is just create the time to edit it and put it out there. But I do want to be more consistent. I promise you, like I'm trying my best. It's not easy, like having a full-time, job, like 9 to 5 corporate job, and also being an aspiring and growing content creator. But you guys make me do this because your support and your encouragement and everything matters. So how is Yankee treating you? Yankee means America for people that don't understand. Um, I mean, I think it's treating me well. At the beginning, like my transition was not exactly smooth. And yeah, like I said, I don't think I ever really got to talk about the relocation thing. But right now, like I think I'm good. Like I'm finding my feet again. I'm starting to feel like myself again. I recently told my friend that for the last like 2 years, like it's been crazy, like one thing or the other, being on survival mode, like just survival mode. I mean, like you don't have the time to even think about how you feel. It's just like this needs to be done, that needs to be done. I have these responsibilities, like I have these bills to pay, I have this to do, I have this work to do. It's just like when you know that you have so much going on at the same time, like you can't even afford to stay down, not even for too long. So that's what I mean by survival mode, because like you constantly have to be on your toes. It's like this, that. But I told my friend like for a while, like, I started to kind of like reconnect and feel like me again. I feel like I've gotten a lot more stable compared to like the beginning was and even now that I feel like I'm a bit stable, like I'm still seeing shaggy. But anyways, Yankee is treating me well. What I'll say is I'm very grateful. Like I can't even complain because it could have been worse. It would have been worse. But God has just been very faithful in my life. Like I would never take that for granted. And I'm just praying like from this current place that I'm in, I just hope that it continues to get better and I continue to, yeah, thrive and just be happy. Happiness is key for me right now. Um, what other question is here? Why are you hiding your man from the internet? Who told you that I'm hiding any man from the internet? Even if I am, why are you looking for him? You have man from me that you want me to see. Hey! I'm a ball. Damn go tired. How did you make friends so easily? People say this to me a lot. I don't know that I make friends easily. I don't know. Because to be fair, some of the friends that I have here, they were quite intentional. Like there was something that led to the friendship happening. Like I don't know how to explain it, but I mean, I guess I've always known how to just know people, like talk to people. So like every single person that I talk to is not exactly my friend, but what advice would you give to someone trying to relocate? I would say make sure that you do proper research depending on where you're going to. I would say weigh your options, and for the most part I would say do it, because I feel like my life has gotten so much better than what it used to be when I was in Nigeria. Like, I don't mean this in a bad way. I mean in terms of like exposure, in terms of so many things. But what I would say is do your research, like, plan, but also be open to anything happening. Because I can tell you for a fact that when I was coming here, of course I had a plan. But let me tell you something. The moment before I even got to the airport, everything changed. And when they say man proposes and God disposes, I felt like God wanted to show me a different side of Him with the way things happened with me when I got here. Like, I was in a state of like, I don't even know what I'm going to do next. But God showed up. So I would say if you're someone that is like spiritual or religious, like I would say always hold on to God, always pray, and share your plans with God. Of course, He knows, but sometimes He still needs you to tell Him. Like, I got to a point where I'm like, at this point, I don't know what's happening anymore. Hello, sir, talking to God. It's left for you now, and I'm willing to follow as long as you lead. And the moment I did that, God just took charge of things. But before then, at least, like for me to get here, I had done my research, compared on like whatever I thought was gonna work for me. And yeah. How did you know it was time for you to leave Nigeria? So this question, I don't think I knew. Let me tell you something. Before I left, like let's say like months before the month that I left, I didn't think I was leaving. Like when I tell you that everything happened so fast, it started off as a play. It started off as a okay, let me even see how this works. Let me try to apply for this thing. Let me see how this goes. And I just realized one day that, wait, like I'm actually like going to the next step. It's like when this step is over, it's like I'm on to the next phase and next phase. And it started to feel real. Do you know when it felt so real? It was when I got my visa. And guess what? I got my visa in the same week that I traveled. Like I got my visa and then I literally like bought my tickets like 2, 3 days after I got my visa, and I traveled that same week. So like at the beginning, like I was still living my normal life and just like it was not like taking a chance on myself. Like let's just like one thing about me, I'm always gonna try. And I just realized that it was getting really serious. It was like this thing was becoming so real, and before you know it, it's like, at some point I had the signs like this is something that God definitely wants you to do. And I went with it, and here we are. So I'll tell you that you should go for it. Do your research, pray about it, pray for guidance, pray for direction, pray for provision, and just do it. There's never going to be a time. And as long as you put in the work, as long as you listen to your God, as long as you're ready to, like, do whatever it takes to achieve your dreams, it's valid. And I am here and I can tell you that I don't have everything figured out. Okay. I'm literally taking things one day at a time. I am still facing challenges. I'm still in a place of like sometimes I'm like, okay, God, what do you want me to do again? I don't regret it. That's the one thing I can tell you for a fact, that I have not had any regrets in terms of like who sent me to leave Nigeria and come here. No, it's just always been a thing of this phase is tough, or I'm going through this now. It's hard, but I'm gonna get through it, and I can't wait to just move to the next. So yeah, I can tell you that it's worth it for me. I didn't know when it was time. I just everything just happened so fast, honestly. Like I said, I'll probably do a different relocation vlogs. If you guys ask me specific relocation questions, I might be able to do a vlog and talk about that. So I think I'm gonna end the video here. Let me know if you want a part 2 of the Q&A, but I've been able to answer the questions that I filtered out of the outrageous questions. But thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe. That subscription is better. Every time you like my video, YouTube pushes it for more people to see. Always remember that. Stay subscribed so you don't miss out on any new content. Leave me a comment below. Like, just let me know what you think of the video. If there's more questions that you want to ask me or more videos that you want me to do, let me know in the comment section, and I'll see you guys on the next one.